Alright, let's do like the first hour of the Sorceress. So we just started off, and I think this is one of the top tier classes for starting out. After trying out like all the other classes, I can confidently say that this one is way more beginner friendly. The one that I would say is incredibly difficult, especially for the first hour, is Monk. Because I've been constantly getting asked like, what's the best class to start off with? I think it's like without a doubt Sword. At least for the very first act. Like later, things could obviously change, but for a new player's experience, it's important to select a class that's like really strong in the earlier stages, because I think a lot of people will give up, especially if you try out Monk for your first starting class. It is incredibly rough, but it's gonna be like the first, I don't know, half hour of Sword. We'll have some fun with the class and kind of show the ins and outs of the class. And the reason why this class is so good is because it hits really hard, especially compared to any of the other classes in the earlier stages. Plus it's ranged, and ranged is always superior in action RPGs. And I have a couple other items that I have from my other class that we can equip, just so we can try to progress a little bit faster, but this isn't like a full like walkthrough beginner's guide or anything, but we can try out some of the other skills just to show them off. This is basically like Charge Bolt from Diablo 1. But way faster, obviously. Charge Bolt in Diablo 1 moves at a snail's pace. Same thing with even like D2. But the reason why I'm giving this one of the best recommendations for like anyone if they're brand new to PoE is because the game is not easy, and this one does incredible amounts of damage. Kill some stuff at the very beginning, and we're just gonna go all damage. These actually hit for like ridiculous amounts of damage. Just porcupine crabs. And it's just a lot smoother than the mercenary. One thing I didn't like with the mercenary compared to like this class, or even like the ranger. The ranger was totally fine, but it's like the reload animation on the mercenary did not feel good. They do like okay damage though in the start. But the reason why I like Sork is like it's super beginner friendly with the amount of oh. Yeah, we can just go to it, it's fine. We don't have any like other gear. I guess we have helmet, but
Your sickness controls him.
I also like that you can move and attack at the same time. It's very fluid. If there's like a lot of stuff you're getting surrounded by, we can just go do our Charge Bolt. I think we call it Spark in this, right? Yeah. That's like the same concept. But if you were to do this on the monk, it would take like 3 times as long. Also, the monk's animations are like very long for the very beginning. This video wasn't meant to like hate on monk, but like I was really excited to try out monk, and I'm just like, wow, this game is really hard. And I went to the Sork, and it's like it's not even the same game. Like the best way to explain it is like I'm hitting for like Diablo 3 numbers with the Sorceress, and with the monk, I'm like playing Diablo 1, man. Everything is like so hard. I can't engage into like larger groups. But let me go ahead and take out this. And so in the very beginning, I actually really liked Ice Nova. I think that this skill is really good. Frost Bomb hits for an incredible amount of damage. However, it takes so long to wind up. Ice Nova is really great as well. Frost Bomb is really good, but we're going to have to get some modifiers to make it much better. I'll show you kind of how this works. So I guess this could be like, you know what, we can make this like kind of like a small beginner's guide. It's not going to be like a full walkthrough or anything. So if we want to go ahead and purchase anything right now, well, I technically have 1,000 gold, but realistically I wouldn't have this. I'm going to play this as like a realistic like play session over here. So we're going to go, a lot of times you want to disenchant in the very beginning so you get transmutation shards, but like this is the class that I would recommend for sure. Without a doubt, this is the class that I kind of want to actually like maybe play as our second class. The very first class though, 100%. It has to be rogue, man. I like rogue, ranger, those kind of like classes. Like, I think it's called ranger. But what's really good with this class too is you won't have any mana problems because you're granted this skill for free with your staff. So it makes it like just even easier. So this is a frost bomb. So it takes a second to activate, but it will hit like a truck. Like it basically deletes everything that you'd run into. I like the Sorceress because it's just so fun. You have like access to, oh, I want to eliminate like, you know, a lot of small trash enemies. You can use Spark. You have Fireball to do more damage and set enemies on fire. And then you also have Frost Bomb for things that would hold still. Or if it's like a giant pack. Like what you can do if you really want to speedrun the game, this used to be a speedrunning strat, you would throw these down and then you would kind of like walk around it. But you would have a big train of monsters. And therefore, you would still kind of like level as you kind of move. It's probably harder to do it in this because PoE 2, the game is genuinely a lot harder. Like the other classes could not like run a train of like several monsters, especially if you're playing melee. This enemy is quite difficult earlier on. The Frostblood ritual here. There is a checkpoint that we can get. If we want to, we can try to engage on it. Since we have Frost Bomb, we can try. But like I said, a lot of things in the very beginning, a lot of the other classes would not be able to fight this. Like actually, it's like impossible. But this class is just so strong that like you can do a lot more with this class.
I need more time.
Throw the Frost Bomb and that's gonna pop. Hold still and there's a lot of damage. And it's just frozen. That's really good. Again, the great thing is that it doesn't cost any mana. Whereas the other classes you'd be out of mana. We only have one more potion, but I think we're good on this. There we go. And then now we got a nice little belt over here. And like I said, we're level 2. If I was like level 4 on the monk, this would still be like a big challenge. Genuinely so much easier to play this class. That's why, again, I'm really recommending it as the best. And like, don't let me discourage you from playing monk. I just saw a couple of people also saying that like, dude, this game's really hard. I asked what class that they were playing. Yeah. But you can still play every class in the game, and some classes may have a harder start, but later it'll be much easier. But the very first like boss, like the like Hillock, it was so rough. So since these Vile Hags don't move very much, you can throw Frost Bomb. You can kind of shoot and move. And we did get a item to identify. So we got some extra life recovery. None of these are really that great though. What we're looking for is going to be the Mud Burrow. We got extra damage that we can get, or we can get some extra energy shield, but I'm only really interested in damage. Defenses are always optional in PoE. No. What's interesting with PoE is like there's a lot of energy shield on the tree, but there is like very little life nodes. But we'll see how it looks later in the game. Let's check out how much gold we have. 1,000. I don't know how much gold we actually have on this character because I have some on like my other character, and your gold is account based in this game. So we're looking for the mud flats. Oh, that's, there we go. But yeah, we're here and we want to look for that. Oh, they call it Mud Burrows. It's like Mud Flats is the name of PoE 1. Alright, there we go. We got the Mud Burrow over here. Grab the waypoint. And do we have everything filled up? We could use some gloves and boots. And what we can do if we want to is we can go back and we get like some gloves or some boots that are just really low level here, if possible. So in the very beginning you can sell stuff. Just how it works, you can hold control and left click and you can sell some of your stuff for a small amount of gold. You can also sell these. If it's unidentified, you can sell it and you can get these little other forms of currency, which we already have gotten. We have 1 orb of transmutation, so we can upgrade a normal item to a magic item with 1 mod. And I'm going to probably use this for a while because Fire Bolt is a skill that if we have it granted by that, we don't actually have to pay mana, which is a really nice thing. So if we can get... honestly, this would be great, but normally I wouldn't be able to get this because I want to keep my little like play session here like very realistic. So just getting this is totally reasonable. And since I was selling blue items, we have an Orb of Transmutation. And so what I want to do is it requires you to sell 10 blue items because these go into this. So you get 10 blue items, you sell them to Una or you disenchant them. And then that's how we got that one. Or we might have just picked it up, I don't remember. But that's how you get those. So we can use one of these. I think maybe the boss might have dropped it. So we're going to make this into a 35 spell damage. Cool. It's awesome.
How can I help? Anything?
But we can't really get anything else here at the moment. Well, with this gold, you wouldn't have this much. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this realistic in terms of a play session. Also, if you click on the well, it will give you your stuff back, your flash chargers back. You actually have to click on it. So now let's go ahead and go to like the very beginning area.
Disgusting. Everything is
And
wet.
eventually
and
we'll
vile.
use Frost Nova as well.
Fall before me.
That's what our damage looks like. Awesome, I'm already hitting 46 damage. Watch this. Boom. Like that skill is incredibly powerful. So good, man.
Not yet.
Frostmonk is taking too long. See, there's times where like it takes so long that like the monster would have already died. Unfortunately, he didn't want to become ignited. What we need is some sort of support gem that'll make this area so much faster. Oh, I got some boots. I'm gonna throw that down over there. Yeah, I really like this skill just because it's like it's free on your mana, which it genuinely makes a huge difference in the very beginning, because then you don't have to sit there spamming your mana potion. You can also do this and walk around. You can get the increased size, and you can also make it explode in 2 seconds versus 3 is faster time or something like that. I forgot what they call it, but there is a support gem for it. But our goal right here is to slay this Devourer. So the reason why I like the Fire Bolt, yeah, Fire Bolt, is because it can ignite, and it does a decent amount of damage. Burns them. Got a nice little locker over here. I'll just go. But yeah, the reason why I really recommend this class, you can see like it's really smooth, like in terms of your like HP, because you're playing a ranged build. But throw this down, walk around, and hopefully that big monster gets hit by it. Nice. Or we can sit here spamming this. Now this thing doesn't do very much damage, but it hits a lot of targets. Let's try to level up once before we fight the boss, which I think is going to be in that direction, just so we can get a little bit more damage. If we want to, we can get the extra energy shield as well. Oh, this is the checkpoint again. Is that the boss fight? Or is it right here? So it's one of these areas is going to be the boss fight. That one kind of looks like it. But this one's further away. Well, if we ever fight the boss, okay. Or getting, what is it, level 4? It's fine. It's just a little bit more damage we can squeeze out for the boss fight. Because you won't level up usually during boss fights in this game. Just one more enemy. So what we're going to be doing for like the beginning here, like I said, I don't want this to be like a full like new player's guide, because I'm currently doing it like a blind playthrough in the rogue, but I wanted, or the ranger, but I wanted to also kind of like show off one of the easiest beginner friendly classes. And I'd recommend you can get a lot of spell damage. If you want more survivability, there's options for that. But like this is the class, if I was to recommend someone to actually play, this is what I would recommend. It's just so much better. So you throw Frost Bomb on the Devourer and just keep on shooting fireballs, man. It's like so much damage. Like this game feels like it's a little bit harder than like Diablo 4. Like actually a lot harder than Diablo 4. But if you play if you're playing the monk, oh my gosh, this is like it's just not even the same game. It's frozen too. So much easier. It's like night and day difference, man. Holy, the fact that it's almost already gone is crazy.
The tail. I can't do that yet.
There we go. Quest is complete. We got an uncut skill gem. So one thing that I want to also grab now, in the very beginning, is you could also level up your skills. Like Frost Bomb can get more damage, but I really like doing Ice Nova. It just feels really good to be able to freeze a lot of this stuff. So I want to get Ice Nova over here, and we're gonna play with this. So how we're gonna like use our skills is we're pretty much just gonna be spamming Ice Nova because it can chill the enemies, which is gonna slow them down, which is great. And then we just throw Frost Bomb on top. So they're just gonna be frozen, and then since they can't move, the explosion on the Frost Bomb is going to be very, very consistent. And this way you guys will get like kind of an understanding of like a basic build. Also, for some reason, it's kind of glitched. Renly, you have to go up to actually have him appear because it doesn't show up on the thing. But now we get another support gem. So what do we want to support? So Firebolt is a really good skill. You can get 100% chance to ignite. You can get 30% more damage. It's actually pretty good for damage. But with Frost Bomb, you can make it have more area of effect, so it's like going to be larger. With Ice Nova, you can get this thing called Unleash, which is going to gain seals. Then when you use it, it's going to make it so, where is it? You gain a seal every 200% of cast time. So you can get 2 seals, so it kind of like shoots them all out at once. This is also in POE 1. Otherwise, it will do less damage when it is reoccurring. So there's kind of a downside to it. You can also have Ice Nova have 50% more freeze buildup. I don't really like the other one, but Frostball, I really like the giant AoE. Like, so we're gonna get this one, so it's going to make it so it will cost more mana, but it's gonna have 40% more area of effect because the thing is way too tiny. Fast forward is really good too, so it's a 2-second wait time. And then now we have the setup where we use Ice Nova and Frost Bomb. It's really, really nice. So now what we're going to do is we're going to teleport back to Clearfell, because in that area you just use it to get your support gem, and then you move on to the actual area, which is Grillwood. So now our combo is going to be throw down Frost Bomb and then spam Frost Nova. Or we can just spam this too, that also works. So you can see the AoE is much, much bigger, and it's going to be much better. Most of the time, they'll like see how that freezes them, and then they just pop like that. It's a nice little like 1-2 combo. Very good stuff. And then now we really don't need the Firebolt anymore, but if you want to use it, if you like the skill, head, go for it. I like it a lot.
It is strange to think the Bastiri was once home to such.
You're getting an error that says you need to buy the game. Oh, I haven't seen that one. I would go check on like Reddit to see if anyone else is having that issue. But you can see, like, now that we have this skill over here, everything's just frozen. And it makes things so much easier because now you can charge into a giant group. And the reason why Frost Bomb, Frost Nova is so good is this lowers their cold res, so they will take even more damage when that thing explodes. It just makes the game so easy. If you wanted to play in easy mode, this is 100% your class. Yeah, we'll play a little bit longer over here.
I can't do that yet.
It's good stuff. There's a boss right there too. Yeah, you can actually make kind of a smaller train here. Oh, they got eliminated before that even popped. Because we got that extra spell damage. We're just going straight into damage. This way our clear speed is just excellent. But we're eventually going to get to a spot where it tells us that we can like get these like other 3 bosses.
Feel the chill.
But you can see how easy it is. Like, nothing's moving. That's why I like this so much. Oh my gosh, it's so much easier, man. But yeah, later we'll combine this with like the faster detonation. So, like I said, it's 30% less time. So instead of it being like every 3 seconds that the frost bomb pops, it'll be every 2, which would be nice. We can get maybe another level, fight the boss, and then that'll be a good little closure here. That boss is actually incredibly hard for a summoner, or just in general. Even like I said, like the reason why I'm talking about monk a lot is because a lot of people want to play the monk because it's one of the brand new classes, and it's just a really rough start for some of the classes. And this way you guys kind of have a little setup, so you pop the frost bomb and then you just spam the Nova. So we'll do like maybe like first like 30-ish minutes of this class, so you guys can kind of see gameplay too. Well, since the guy was mentioning Twitch drops, by the way, Twitch drops are on, so if you guys watch this over on YouTube or wherever, if you want the free cosmetics, there are several for a while. You guys can access it. One of them's like a really cool lightning one. Usually with the Twitch drops, like I'll be honest, I don't really care for them. But the lightning one, which is available for this week, that's a really cool one. Like if you ever watch Dragon Ball Z and they have the lightning going around them, that's what you can get. It's cool. It's just like a VFX. It doesn't give you lightning damage or anything. It's just a cosmetic, but it's one of the ones that I would say is kind of cooler. Boom. Get the extra AoE size. Very nice. There's another boss actually over here as well. The other area will have mana plus. So like this class would shouldn't really have too much problems with mana. Let's see, but this is just objectively going to give us 20 more, so just going to be a better thing to swap. Oh yeah, we'll fight the other boss, but we have to like get to the next zone anyways. So you can put this actually in front of where you're going to go, and then that way when they go towards you, it'll pop. It might be actually in this area. One thing to note, if you do swap, this is going to be better than this. I don't really need to like hold on to these things, but yeah, that'll be nice. Do we have enough for these? Oh, okay, so we can throw that extra random modifier on. Let's go ahead and do that. Just to see what we get. I like it. It's kind of like a, this augments our magic, so we'd have to be doing this. We get extra 8 int. Any other blues? I don't actually need to hold on to this. Ideally, though, you'd keep all of the blue things. And let me actually show you guys the disenchant, because this is actually kind of important. Because I think I got the other thing off of the boss. It's RNG if it drops that one thing that gave us extra spell damage. But this is what you want to do in the very beginning. If you need gold, just to get like very basic like white level items in all of the slots, like 20-30 gold each.
Yes.
And then you want to disenchant. You can hold control and click on these, and you're going to get transmutation shards. You get 10 of these, and then you'll get one of the ones where you can convert a white to a blue. And we're going to identify this. Oh, this is actually pretty good. There's some energy shield.
Yes.
And we can also, you cannot disenchant whites, you're just going to have to sell. So also you can control click on the NPC. This one will be disenchant, and if you go to Finn, and you just control click on him, you can just control click to sell. Just makes things a little bit faster. Just extra little tips and tricks over there. What class do we pick? This is going to be the Sorceress. I like the Sorceress a lot. And this is the class that I would recommend too. Yeah. Definitely good at. good class, the most beginner friendly in my personal opinion. This and Ranger are the two classes I would recommend. Mercenary has a pretty good ascendancy, but it's a little bit clunky to play with its like reload mechanics. So I got so many questions today of like which class to recommend. Now that I've played all of the classes for a little bit, like I haven't. Obviously, no one at this point is going to be like max level or at end game, but I played enough of the other classes in the earlier stages to at least give you guys some sort of recommendation. As the early game is the hardest part of PoE, surprisingly, in most circumstances. The reason why the beginning is the hardest is once you get your gear up, things tend to go a lot faster. Yeah, we're about 25 minutes in this, but like you can see how like we can get completely surrounded. If you play any of the other classes, you can't really get surrounded. You will just get eliminated very, very fast. Let's see what this does. We have increased spell damage, and it grants 2 to freezing shards, so we have something else different here. Now this one does give us extra spell damage, but that's fine. We get cast speed. I'd actually prefer that. So we got something else to play around with. Let's try out this skill. And the thing with PoE is like, feel free to experiment. This game is brand new. I don't think anyone knows what the best build is, but you can still take some advice from like, oh, this is really cool. Wow. Wow, this skill is amazing. And cold in general is just really good, I've noticed in this game. The reason why is like, well, if things are frozen, they're not going to be able to damage you. And they don't move, too. This Frost Bomb is kind of based around it. You move very slow with this class, though, while attacking. But, like... So, yeah, we'll go over here. This is where another boss is. You can actually find out where a lot of the bosses are if you hit, I think the default key is U as an umbrella. And you can see like there's these other like bosses and stuff. But this is a boss that is so hard as the Necromancer. Like I played the Summoner, like a summon build. Oh man, it was pretty rough. And if you want to see what skill does more DPS, you can hit G as in Gorilla. And you can open up this and you can check like how much damage do these things do. Now Freezing Shards says that, I don't know, it fires 7 projectiles. I'm guessing you can shotgun. It says multiple projectiles can hit the same enemy. So that means if I'm shooting 7 times, well, it's 3 to 5, but let's say 7 times 5, 35. So it could technically do 35 at the high end. If we just average it out to like 4 times, what? 7 is like 28 per like hit. Whereas with Ice Nova, it does a lot less damage, but Ice Nova kind of works in an AoE, but I like the skill more. And I mean, if you get an item that has it, cool. If not, just spam Frost Nova. I already tested another character. I already have another Sorceress, but I wanted to log in with this one and show you guys. So I'll also give you guys another tip. When you get to a checkpoint where like you know that there's going to be a boss, and I believe it's this indication over here, but what you can do is you can create a portal. So bosses will interrupt when you create a portal, but some of the bosses, like this one over here, what you can do is you can still make a portal, and if you need to go back to refill your flasks or whatever, you can do that. But this boss fight will be easy because, well, we are the sword. So you can just throw that thing down, and oh, I didn't know that was an RNG. If you stand in that, it's going to slow you down, so I'm trying to stand in it, but oh my gosh, that meta damage is crazy. I should find my like clip of like how hard this was with the Necromancer. I had to like port back in so many times. It was really rough, but like with this class, it's night and day difference. I'm trying to stand still so she stands there. Okay, cool. Now we got an uncut support gem. Oh, let's hold still, then it can move. Those hands explode. But now we got another uncut support gem. And so now what I want to show you guys is you'll eventually get this. So we can. Oh, you can get chain on free. Oh, wow, that's actually really good. So, what this does is it bounces on one target, then goes to another. I really should show you this. But what I would recommend, because you guys might not have freezing shards, is what you want to get next for this build is fast forward. So it's less duration. So how Frost Bomb works is, it kind of sits there and then it pops. You want to get fast forward. Now, because I have this, I want to show you guys how cool chain is. But I want to see what these ones are. Supported skills, create shield rally. That's like, I mean, it helps, but freeze buildup, that's okay. But I think chain is going to be really fun, so I'm going to show you guys what this does. So now that it's freezing charge and chain are in, what's going to happen is if I shoot a target, let's go down here, and it's going to have it bounce to another one. Like, there's a lot of play with the Sorceress that is really good. There's so much extra damage that you can apply. So like now, do you see how it bounced from this one to that one? That's why I got super excited. I was like, wow, you get chain on this. And remember, you can still shock on the target. Now, there is a downside with this. It says that the supported skills deals 50% less damage. So there is a give and a take. So this is extra clear speed, but if you're on like some sort of bosses, I guess you could like remove it, or you could just use another skill. It's up to you. I just wanted to show you guys it, but I would recommend getting the Frost Bomb less duration because, well, it's gonna pop faster. Very fun stuff indeed. But anyways, that's gonna be the first 30 minutes of the class that I could recommend, which is 100% the Sorceress. But have fun with the class, guys. Yeah, this is 100% one of the things that I just kept on getting asked again. What's the best class? What class do I recommend? And this is without a doubt the easiest class in the earlier stages. Later, the other classes could totally all be good, but definitely there is a night and day difference between play this and then play the monk, and definitely you'll notice a massive difference. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it and subscribe if you're new. If you guys would like to see more POE content in the future, take care, and I'll see you guys in